And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Turn on the tube, what do I see? A whole lot of people crying, don't blame me. They point their crooked little fingers at everybody else. Spend all the time feeling sorry for themselves. Victim of this, victim of that. Your mama's too thin and your daddy too fat. Get over it. Get over it.
Yeah, get over it here on Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, in studio. In studio, we have Mark Stevens, M-A-R-C, Stevens.net. Oh, and Adventures in Legal Land. There's the page for it. You can get it on Amazon.com and just type in Adventures in Legal Land, Amazon, boom. There it is. Order the book. And we have Mark Stevens in studio talking about, what he's trying to give us a little leg up on what's going on. Because a lot of times you'll have, the officer that pulled me over for, writing on my steering wheel. Now, this is what he said. Okay, this is how it went. I knew he was back there. He pulls up alongside me. He just, he gunned it, got up alongside me, and then he looked in, and then he just, went right behind me again and hit on his lights, and I pulled over, and he comes up to the window, and he says, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" And I'm just like, and of course I don't want to admit to anything. I'm going, and I waited probably about 5 seconds, and I just go, "Because you can."
Oh gosh!
And I don't do that. Pull people over just because I can. And then he kind of, he kind of calmed down. Just like, well, I just because you were writing something down on your steering wheel and you impeded traffic or something because I didn't go fast enough, from the light. And I'm just, because they can, So he got nice, and he kind of, and when we got done, thank you, officer, and then, let's not make a big deal out of it. But the thing is that he's, and he sees the bumper stickers, it's a Ron Paul and Freedom's Phoenix and all that, and they know. So I'm just like, hey, we just get through this quick. And he started off saying, well, if you, and I'm just like, what do I got to do to avoid the lecture? What
do I sign?
So he was pretty cool about it. I took my ticket when I hadn't even looked at it. I have not even looked at it, but I got a letter in the mail like a week and a half, 2 weeks later, just Friday or something, that said, "Reminder, you have you owe us money. You need to send. You can just send the money right here, or you can go online and do it. It's just a click, 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 click. Take the class, click, click. It's a couple $100 click. You can save $20 if you do the class or something. You don't get the ticket and all this kind of stuff. So it's it's a shakedown. All right. All right. Was he really protecting the public and all that? Because they can. Is it really? I knew he was back there. He was right behind me. I'm seriously, because I thought about it. I'm just like, should I, hide it? And I'm just, I'm not bothering anybody. I just set it down, and then I went, and I didn't go fast enough for him. So because they can. So, how would you, if I wanted to make a deal out of this, what should I be doing?
Well, I think you should. I think because you're going to teach people. And what I always tell people, and I'll do the paperwork. Let me do some civil disobedience that way, too, some nonviolent non-cooperation. We always send a copy to the cop. And so in the last 2 shows of my show, the No Stay Project, people have called in, and it's a part of a pattern where the cop doesn't show up. So you're teaching the cop, for one. He may not. He may look at that and say, because he's probably going to remember, because you can. So it educates the cop, and it may. I've had cops quit the force, which is nice. Not too many, but hey, it's
I'm not sure
happened.
I want this one quitting. He was semi-nice. He started this thing, but he kind of, was cordial.
Well, he could. You don't know what he's going to do with it. He could pass it off to some of his buddies in there, because some of them, they're not all, jerks, and so you can get some education there. Plus, you tie up the system a little bit, and people, if you go into court, they're going to see you. And so you'll be educating the people that are in there. And so I've gone into court, and people have grown a backbone. And they've seen what I've done. They said, well, look, if this, if this schmuck from, can do it, I can do it too. So they start challenging it. And I tell people, look, if you're just going to ultimately pay anyway, make it as difficult for them as possible. But the education you're going to be giving to people, because most people just figure, I got a ticket, there must be a case here. No, a ticket is supposed to set forth the case or the cause of action, and so you'll be educating people. So even if they pay that time, they'll think about it next time. Like, hey, you know what? I did some research here, and there really isn't a case here. There's nothing. It's just about money. So they're more apt to tell their friends and maybe challenge it later.
Well, what's the process?
Well, the process.
I'm going to, I got my court date, whatever the heck it is, and I go in there and I say hello.
Well, before you even do that, you file the motion. So I'll put together the motion to dismiss for failure to state a claim or that there's no subject matter jurisdiction because the cop has not presented a valid cause of action. So you file that with the court. And you send a copy to the cop. You put his badge number and everything on. You send it to the police department. 75% of the time, he's not going to show up, which is nice. You've made your point. If you have to go to court, then I have a script that I'll have for you.
Okay, now the motion for whatever I'm
to
claiming
dismiss.
What?
You're saying you're saying that the police officer's ticket has not presented a cause of action. He's saying he's accusing you of something, but the accusation does not have the three elements of a cause of action. You have to have injury, damage, and redressability. So he has to accuse you of violating someone's legal rights. So if you look in the Arizona Constitution, which he's supposed to be enforcing, the government was created to protect and maintain individual rights. Well, unless he accused you of violating someone's legal rights and then causing damage, or maybe presenting that there was imminent damage if he didn't stop you, then there's no case, there's no cause of action. So that's why the court, being limited to only cases, has no jurisdiction.
Oh, he's going to say weaving in and out of lanes and causing people to decelerate and death and damnation.
Well, that's probably not on the ticket. I know you haven't seen it yet, but what's on the ticket is that he's accusing you of violating a statute.
I should look at it.
You should look at it.
I'm busy, man. It's just more, because that's what, a lot of times, that's the one thing that I want to avoid is the disruption. We got a lot of stuff to do, and I got this to deal with. Whatever. I'll deal with it. When I got to deal with it, I got to deal with it by the end of November, and so I'm going. Okay, do I want to play? It's not like I don't have enough stuff to deal with. So if I were to do this, it would be more to demonstrate. I mean, dang, am I allowed, to pick my battles? I mean, that's one thing, too.
Of course. The thing is, you can make this immediate thing. You can, I can have people, and Drew and other people can come in, a low-tech junkie. We can come in dressed. This is where I'll get dressed up, because, of course, I'm not wearing pants today again, where I'm willing to come in with a suit. That I'm from the media. I can say that now because we've got a real live studio, and that I'm here to observe and tell the clerk, to tell the judge, out of courtesy, let the judge know we're doing a series of shows on judicial misconduct, and we're just here to observe. So you can turn it into a learning experience and something you could post on Freedom's Phoenix. I could post on my website, and it's going to educate the people in the courtroom.
Yeah, I say you first, man. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. And the reason is because I give you an example. The things that are going through my mind. The last ticket I got was my boat up at the lake. I had problems, and I was like, oh, man, I challenged that. But, the thing that I'm worried about is we have a lot of interaction with the officers. We had big, 6 agencies here just last week, and they're looking to get some earning. They want to get some earning. So, stuff like, is it worth me doing that? Well, they try and make it to where it's not worth challenging it and so on. Is it? Well, if it is, I'm first in line, but we'll see. I don't just do it just because I can do it. But it's always good to know we have Mark Stevens
Hey, it's
there.
Jim